too many of our brothers, husbands are trying to walk with the wives, and instead of the wives walking and lining up. Oh, I know y'all the one gonna help me. Y'all looking at me kind of cross-eyed. What happened to my crowd? But that's how God got it set up. The husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. Homes would be better if the brothers were in their place and the sisters were following behind the brother.
You may have been in labor for many hours. It may have been so traumatic that they had to give you epidural, that they may have had to give you a C-section. But I need to tell you that having the baby physically is not the greatest challenge. The real challenge is how you raise your child. Again, I want to say this again. It is not my intent at all to make you angry with me. I want you to like me. I want you to come over and tell us this. I don't want you to go home and talk bad about me.
All right, bless us.
There's a great responsibility. Traditionally, mothers will spend the most time with the child, and especially in the formation of that child. And I need to tell you, whether you believe it or not, the first 3 years of a child's life is the most important of his life. Because in those first 3 years, you are setting up his life skills. And by the time he is 7 or 8, amen, he has really, most of what he's going to be is already there. I know y'all don't believe that. So the question to my sisters today is, how are you forming your child?
All right,
man. How are you shaping and molding your baby? What I'm saying is how you train them in the nurturing process. Are you training your child to be a clothes diva? My baby only wears name brand. All right. She can't wear it if it ain't got no patch on it. It's got to be the latest fashion. So what happens when you can't find the latest fashion? What happens when that child goes off on you because you can't buy what don't buy? What do you want your child to be? What do you really want your child to be? How do you want your child to be? Then you have to train him in the formative years. Too many of us are waiting until they get half grown to try to train them and raise them when it should have started in infancy. If you want him to be obedient, you must teach him to be obedient. You want him to be respectful, you must teach him to be respectful. If you want him to feel good about himself, you have to teach him how to feel good about himself. You can't always put him down and expect him to feel good about himself. You can't tell him, I'm sick of you. I'm not going to have you.
Oh, Jesus.
You stupid, you're ugly. How do you think you can say that to your child in the formative years of his life and then expect him to turn out? Right.
today.
You have to speak good things to him. You got to speak good things in her life. That's where the verse comes in. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. You got to speak things to them. They may be struggling, but you got to tell them you can learn this. You gonna learn. You gonna get this. It might be hard. It might be difficult, but you can get this. My brothers and sisters, it's a tough task. You have to speak good things to them. Deuteronomy 6 tells us that when you got to teach them diligently, he says in the morning, when you sit with him at the breakfast table. Oops, I forgot we were doing that.
All right, brother.
When he microwaves his food in the microwave, put it on there, some good thing.
Tell the truth, Reverend.
When you sit at the dinner table, everybody eats at a different time. Well, put at least on the stove or on the refrigerator some good things for him.
Amen.
My brothers and sisters, Proverbs tells us that we've got to train the child in the way he's supposed to go. Oh, yes, sir. Why doesn't Johnny obey you at 11? Because you didn't train him at 1. Why doesn't Johnny respect you at 11? Because you didn't train him at 1. Why does Sally have low self-esteem at 11? Because you didn't teach her at 1 that she was made in the image of God. Come on, Rev. I want you to grab it. This is going to be a real good point right here. We have been guilty of telling them, but not teaching them. I hear all the time, I told that boy to do this, and I told her to do that. But my question is not how much have you told them, but how much have you taught them?
Right.
There's a difference between telling somebody and teaching somebody. If my car is broke, he can't tell me how to fix my car. He got to teach me how to fix my car.
Right.
You can talk in 5 minutes, but teaching is years.
Yes.